I'm going to say it simple as this. Kandi needs to sit down. Okay? What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in. It's Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 20. Now, last week they played us, child. They gave us this old recycled episode. But this week we got something new. We got something new to talk about. But before we get into that, make sure y'all go down there and y'all subscribe to this channel and leave some comments too. Okay? But now we back. We got a new episode, and we are just a few episodes closer to the finale in this reunion that they promised us, child. This, virtual reunion. So let's talk about episode 20. This episode, I wouldn't say it was a really good episode, but it was a needed episode because I feel like in these types of episodes, we learn a little more about the girls, the peaches, because honestly, like, who wants to sit and see the girls fight all the time? So in this episode, it's a lot of emotion, a lot of life lessons and relationship trials and tribulations, all that, and what's going on in this episode. Kicking off this episode is Nene and Greg, the leaks and the La Casa leaks. And Nene is basically filling in Greg about what happened on the trip. Of course, Greg is pro Nene. He always is pro Nene. And that's what I love the most about their marriage and their relationship. Now, of course, they've had their issues, but honestly, they are, and I know I said it a while back that they weren't, they probably are the more, the one couple that we can all say at this moment have been through a lot. Now, I'm not saying that Nene is an expert in relationships and stuff like that, but what I can say is they've been through a lot. They've been through divorce and they've gotten back married, so they can be looked at as an example. The next scene is probably my favorite scene. It was very fun, and I love these kind of scenes. Now, what surprised me was that it was Cynthia going to see Nene. I don't know if this was planned. I don't know if it was, not planned, but the way that Nene gave off is that she did not know that Cynthia was coming. Not only were they meeting up, but they also addressed alike, honey. It was given Jungle Brunch 2.0 and just for two. So this scene, it was so fun to watch them too. And it really gave me the essence of why I did want to enjoy Cynthia and Nene's relationship, because they genuinely are fun. They genuinely are sisters. And I know that, of course, I'm Team Nene, but I do enjoy Cynthia. When Cynthia, what I liked about this scene was that she was, back with her friend, old sis Nene, but it still seemed like she was able to hold her own. Like, it seems like this final time of falling out with Nene has really helped her grow, and she's okay with not being the bestest of friends with Nene, but at least she's cordial. And the impersonation that she gave of Nene, I thought it was spot on. I was kind of upset. I was like, well, damn, Nene, I wish you had set your ass down and we could have saw this impersonation, because I hollered, I laughed. The whole thing was definitely Nene. Cynthia has definitely learned, if nobody else, Cynthia knows who Nene is. She knows how to be her. She knows exactly everything about this woman. And when she walked out and said, let me go talk to Greg, I hollered. I said, yes, Cynthia, you better do Nene. So that scene was a lot of fun. Portia popped up. It's been known for a while now that Portia and Nene live in the same neighborhood. I wonder how this was when they were not friends, because Portia said they always see each other. So I wonder, how often did they see each other, and how often did, especially with them not speaking. Just curious to know how was that. But nonetheless, the scene ends out with Portia talking about her event, and later in the episode, we are going to experience or witness one of Portia's first event of the season. Now, the scene with Kenya and the asset lady, whomever she was, that scene was interesting. I was with Kenya, I was listening, and it seems like Kenya is basically trying to protect all of her assets and make sure that when it does get to the divorce part, is that she's not having this long, drawn-out battle that we see most couples go through, like, Quad for Married to Medicine and things like that. Her intention is for everything to be okay for baby Brooklyn. And that, I understand, I respect that. That's good. I'm glad she's making, that effort. Now, where she loses me is where, she's talking about how she makes more money than Marc, and I'm not knocking it. I don't know her pockets. I don't know his pockets, but I don't know what type of information, why that was important in that scene. Kenya, from my understanding, she is a housewife on this show. She missed the season, and she has Kenya more hair care. I don't really know what else she got going on, but I mean, she just paid like that, honey. I mean, you know, I don't know why that was warranted. And then the biggest shocker to me was hearing her say that she is not allowed to speak to his mom and his dad. Okay, that is the biggest red flag I ever seen in my goddamn life. I don't understand, Kenya. You know, this is just evident that Kenya obviously settled for this man. She just basically pushed whatever she thought and whatever she wanted to the side just to be with this man. She got the man, she got the baby. Now here they are, 3 years later, and this is a mess. Like, this is why I said this episode is important, because this is a lesson to anybody that has ever been in a situation of settling. This is a form of settling. Like, she rushed. She didn't know this man. She didn't even meet his mom and his dad. You know, maybe that would have been a good way for her to get to know him more outside of what he was showing, because obviously we are all products of our parents. Meeting someone's parents can let you know a lot about a person. And that's something that Kenya revealed that she did not get to do. So of course things are gonna go crazy. Of course you're gonna feel left in the dark. Of course, like, that's someone's parents. I can see if his parents were deceased, but to not be allowed to meet them, no, Kenya, girl, get your bag, get your assets, get your Kenya Moore hair care, and girl, run away, get out of there, because you have been there already too long enough. It's time for Portia's event, and I believe Portia said they're supposed to wear bright colors, child. Now, we get there, you know, everyone has on their bright, like peach or fuchsia, or all these different colors. Any color that's bright. Nene, she got this damn Hanes white t-shirt on. Nene is on a spiritual journey, and she is still wearing white tees. I don't know why Nene, as fabulous and rich as Nene is, I don't understand why she always put on a pack of Hanes white t-shirts, but she had one on for this event, and she showed up to the event. It was good to see everybody. Everyone was there, the entire cast. Tanya, Marlo, Shamia, you know, there was another girl that was at the Bailey Q. It seemed like everybody that had been filming the entire season, Female Wives was a friend of the show, was at this event. Now, I thought the event was actually quite nice. The message was very clear. They were all there, you know, to uplift women who have had issues, complications with having children. I mean, that's, you know, most of the girls there, of course, Kenya, who we know, Portia, who we knew had a miscarriage in the past, and then Shamir shared her story. But the one story that stood out to me was Marlo. Now, Marlo, you know, I have enjoyed Marlo this season because she has really shown a different side to her. Of course, she mentioned that she had issues with having kids and she wants kids, and that's refreshing, because Marlo never comes across as that type of woman. You know, not saying I didn't get that, but I really didn't get that from her. So to hear that, and she mentioned the 2 nephews that she has, because she obviously has custody of them now. Now, my issue with that is that we see these nephews throughout the season. And initially, at the beginning, I thought they were going to be a big part of her storyline. I was really like, okay, you know, she may actually get a peach. But I don't know if it was her decision or was it production decision. But it seems like the nephews have not really been in as many episodes as much. They've only been, I mean, maybe like 3. So I would have liked to see more of that. I know she mentions it a lot, but I don't know if that's production decision or hers. But I enjoyed the scene. You know, it was very, you know, touching to see her share a story of anybody. And I thought the event went really well. Portia with this big old donkey booty, she got a big ass. Portia has a big ass. Kudos to Portia on having that event. It was nice. Good to see everybody there. A lot of the other girls had limited camera time. Yeah, hold up. Now, this was a little messy to me. Say what you want to say, but to see, when Kenya chimed in about Shamir reaching out to her first, when Shamir's water broke, I found that to be a little suspect. Why? Because it would have been okay had she said to, you know, she was telling the story that, yeah, Shamir texted me first. But what got me is when she said, I don't know where I think Portia was working. That was shade. I don't care what nobody say. That was shade. And I feel like it was not needed for her to say that, because that opened the door for Portia to be like, oh, why would she reach out to her first? Obviously, Portia and Shamir are best friends. Obviously, we know that. And, you know, I think that I see people talking about Portia and saying, like, you know, she feels away, and Kandi made a comment about there's more to come about her feeling away, but she has the right to be. I mean, that's Shamia's best friend. Obviously Portia didn't make a scene about it, but, let's not just say, oh, this is Portia, being whatever towards Kenya or Shamia. Let's just look at both parts. Okay, Portia may feel some kind of way. She has a right. That's her best friend. But I also feel like in that comment, it was kind of underhanded shade for her to say, oh, what was Portia? She was at work. So we're going to see where this goes. Clearly Portia and Kenya are not going to be the best of friends when we have this virtual reunion, honey. But we're going to see. The biggest takeaway from this episode, Kandi and Todd. Now, we can go on and on and on about this discussion or this topic all day. We can talk all day. I'm going to say as simple as this. Kandi needs to sit down, okay? Because this is not the first time we have heard, someone that's close to her tell her to sit her ass down. And why she needs to sit down, I'll tell you why. First of all, your oldest daughter has told you that she thinks you should sit down because she feels like she's having to raise this son, this new child of yours.
You used to say you wanted a little sister.
Yeah, that was until I saw how y'all were with children.
Oh!
When I was younger, you were around 24/7. I didn't even think you had a job.
Your husband is there with this new son. He's having to raise this new son of yours. And now you want another baby that obviously you're not carrying a baby, so you have a surrogate. Okay, that's one thing checked off your list. But you need to sit down, Kandi. Sit down.
You work too much.
When they announced this whole acting thing, I was like, okay, why does she want to be an actor now? Like, I don't know. I really can't say Kandi is the parent that didn't have the time. She's had a very prestigious career. She's had many things to do. She has plenty of money. I don't understand why Kandi feels the need to always be on the go. But in this episode, Todd lit into her ass. I applaud Todd, and I felt for Todd because Todd has been through a lot in regards to Kandi and her family and her friends. So we finally see Todd speaking out about how he feels he's pushed all his things to the side to be a very supportive husband. At this point, he's goals. Todd is the type of, husband relationship, the guy that we would all want to be with because he obviously supports Kandi. Now, what Kandi needs to do, she needs to take what he's saying and come back home. He was lighting into her. The comments about what got me was when he said, okay, you want to go network, come network with your family. Bitch, I was just like, ooh, Kandi can say nothing. She got up and she started crying, honey. She got on up with her little tears and just went on to the bathroom with her tears. I'm like, Kandi, girl, you cry, you want to cry? But at the end of the day, y'all know Kandi, this little conversation did not stop nothing. She continued that damn movie. And speaking of that movie, first of all, she knew that he was going to be upset with him, with her, having sex or rubbing on a guy or whatever. When she originally got the role to be a lesbian, she was like, oh God, I'm glad I got this role because Todd would not be having it if, I was with a man in this scene.
What Todd think about that?
It's okay, I'll talk to him.
So you have to kiss and do all of that?
Well, she know how to kiss a woman.
If I had a scene with a man and he was doing me like that on camera, I don't think Todd can.
Yeah.
So, okay, of course, if he want to act different, that's fine. At least you knew. He told you from the beginning that he did not like it, Kandi. Let's not be that type of girl. It really broke my heart to see Ace cry. That wasn't just like a little, teeny weeny cry, honey. That was a cry like Kandi had been, she ain't seen Kandi in weeks. And by the looks of it, it looks like he hadn't. It looks like all Ace sees is his dad. We can't speak the future. We don't know if it's going to change or not, but this is an example of we can't be upset that if Ace gets older and he's so much closer to his dad because realistically, Kandi really ain't been there. She had Ace and she went straight on tour.
Damn. I missed the parent meeting at Ace's school. Damn it.
So to be going from tour to this, she needs to spend time with her child. And at this point, she's also spend time with her husband because that's where the divide is. I know they're going to get into it some more later this season, but I'm already Team Todd based off this conversation. There's really nothing Kandi can really say. The only thing she can say is, okay, babe, I'm coming home because that's what she needs to be. Overall, this episode was a good episode. It was a little slow. It was a lot of emotions, child, a lot of crime. But these episodes are needed. They teach us things about our life, our relationships. I think we need to see, this struggle between Todd and Kandi because we haven't really seen them have really many issues. And they've been married, they're like the second longest marriage on the show, if I'm not mistaken. So it's good to see that they do have issues, and I'm kind of getting tired of seeing that they're having the same issues, but that's something Kandi gonna have to fix. And then the thing with Kenya, she's settled. Kenya needs to leave that man, whatever she gotta do. I think it's gonna get really ugly when it's time to get divorced, because I can tell that he's the type of person gonna be really petty. But I think Kenya's a very smart girl, and I think she would get out of it. And yeah, so I can't wait until the rest of the season. Next week, I think that Portia and Dennis have more problems, but they've been having problems all season. So I mean, that's nothing new. And then we see a little, a spicy side between Nene and Greg. I don't know if I'm gonna be uncomfortable or what, but I love Uncle Greg and TT Lee, so that's gonna be cute. And it seems like the rest of the season is gonna play out. There's one more explosive thing that happens at the baby shower that Kandi has, but we'll talk about that later. Until then, I'm about to lean out. Okay, make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, do all that, make me go viral. I'm gonna say it again. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.